Welcome to Real Estate Radio Live, an informative and engaging podcast discussing everything you need to know about the world of real estate. Your host, Joe Caccera, provides you with insight and guidance on how to buy, sell, finance, and invest in real estate. He also offers real estate tax management strategies, new construction advice, home improvement tips, and much, much more. And now, to guide you around the world of real estate, here's your host and Real Estate Radio Live team leader, Joe Caccera.
Welcome in. Good afternoon. Joe Caccera with Real Estate Radio Live. Thank you for all those that are following us live on Facebook. Appreciate the support. For those that are communicating, watching the show, viewing the show, thank you very much. We want to continue to grow the show, grow the way we produce it, grow the way we present it to you, and all the different opportunities to view and listen to the show. So thank you again for those that continue to watch and view on Facebook. It's nice because during the show, of course, we get some activity, and then we want to continue to promote this video on Facebook after the show to get continued exposure and get the information out to more people. But ultimately, the best thing to do is to download the podcast. That way you get to listen to the show at your convenience when it's right for you and jump in and out when you want. To download the podcast, you go to iTunes and type in Real Estate Radio Live, or you could simply go to our website, RERL-1539.com. That's RERL-1539.com to get the podcast and listen to us. Let us know what you think. Before I jump in today, just a reminder, we try to stay on the schedule of consistency with the shows Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We try to do these shows right around 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time to stay consistent as we can for the viewership. We'll continue to do that when we can. Sometimes we go off schedule and change those times, so keep an eye out for that. And again, that's the reason to download the podcast, because if you can't catch the shows, you could always listen to them at another time at your convenience. If you need to reach me during the week, it's Joe at RERadiolive.com, or you could call or text 408-838-9060. The focus for almost 8 years, education and information. So we at Real Estate Radio Live want to continue to bring you, the consumer, and the industry value as much as we can. We want to raise the bar. What you'll hear me talk about on a regular basis is we want to continue to raise the bar in the information, the education, and the value that we provide to you. And so what I really don't want to do, and I don't want to get caught up with a lot of shows do this, is, and I don't like the idea of comparing, but for sake of this conversation, or just this example, I should say, I don't want to be a show that just comes on and says, hey, the market's hot, the market's cold, we're at 30%, we're at 40% this. It's a market that is strong in numbers, it's a seller's market, it's a buyer's market. I mean, all that could be said in a couple of seconds, of course, and statistics are great, and there's nothing wrong with statistics. I think they're really important, but when you just spew them out, or you just throw them out and read them off of a sheet of paper or a news release or something, anyone could do that. What I try to do is implement those statistics and data into a dialogue, into a presentation in which you could learn and educate yourself on what's going on in the market. And I really try to focus a lot on value for home buyers and home sellers, anything around that. So, for instance, today, I'm going to talk again about, the title of the show today is Buyers Get Back Out There, or Buyers Get Out There, Stay Out There. And the second part of the show, it's going to be fun. I'm going to talk a little bit about Zillow getting in the mortgage business. And I say, so what? And I'll tell you why I say so what in the second segment. So let's talk first about the buyers. I did a show last week specifically on buyers. Get out there. Don't waste this opportunity. Don't waste this timing. I still want to kind of pound the drum on that one today. And the reason why is because over the last 2 or 3 years, buyers have been beat up. It's been a tough road for buyers. And I want to see you out there putting offers in on home now. I want to see you have an opportunity to get that offer accepted. Just in the last couple of weeks, in my personal experience doing the residential financing, working with realtors, I've seen a half dozen or so people go into contract now. And guess what? Guess what the theme was on all 6 of these? I think 6 or 7. Guess what the theme was on all of them? It was a little bit less than asking price, and there was even some credit, and there were some contingencies. So listen to this. 6 months ago, 7 months ago, that wouldn't have happened. Buyers, get out there. I can't tell you enough. This is a great time. I don't know how long it's going to last. I think you have some time. But you're in the driver's seat now. Take advantage of it. You were in the back of the bus for the last couple of years. Come on up, get in that comfortable seat, get in the driver's seat, and make your offer. And get creative with your real estate agent. I work with some great real estate agents. We just had one go into contract, a little bit less than asking price, and they got $11,000 in credit for the buyer. So now the buyer is going to be able to cover his closing costs and buy down the interest rate. I've talked about this before. This is what I'm excited about. I'm going to talk a little bit about today. Get creative. Now is the time to get creative. You have a window of opportunity. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I encourage you buyers, think about, and I could run these scenarios for you, or if you're working with someone that's competent enough to do it, look about considering getting a credit from the sellers right now. Why? You could use that credit to drive down the interest rate, improve your interest rate, or pay for your closing costs. Right now is a great time to be creative. If you're working with someone on the real estate side or the lending side and you don't feel like they're really making a move or being creative or giving you options or discussing logistics and maybe strategies around this stuff, work with someone else. This is too important to say, oh, it's my friend, it's my mother, it's my aunt, it's my uncle, I've been working with them for years. Nonsense. These are financial decisions you should be making with professionals. These are financial decisions you should be making with people who put you first and treat you like a client and treat their business like a business, not like a hobby. It's not time for that. Don't waste your time and money and potential offers on someone that does not treat this like a business. It's too critical right now. So buyers, get out there, and one of the options I'm seeing, and I really like this one, I'm telling you, I like it. And the reason why, if you're going to be in this home for a while, if you can get some seller credit and buy down that interest rate, you could save, a couple $100 a month depending on that loan amount. Maybe more. You could do like what client we just had has a combination. They're paying for all the closing costs and buying the interest rate down some. It could be a big difference. It could make a major difference in your interest rate. It could make a major difference in, let's say you need $10,000 roughly to do some things to the house when you buy it. Let's say you need $10,000. You want to put some new carpet in, some new flooring in, or let's say you want to buy some new furniture. Ask for credit. Now that credit has to go, by law, it has to go in escrow, and that credit has to go towards your closing costs and or to buy down the interest rate. You can't get that cash. So if someone gives you $10,000 in credit, you have to use that $10,000 to pay for your closing costs and or you could buy down your interest rate with it. You can't just accept a check for cash. If someone's doing that or telling you that, I'd be very skeptical. You got to be careful with that. Some of those things are illegal in this business, especially for licensed agents, so be careful with that. But a great time right now for buyers to go in and negotiate with your realtors. Look to put in an offer. And if you're concerned about the market, I said this last week, buyers, if you're concerned that the market may dip a little bit, then offer 10% less. Every single transaction that I've dealt with this past 2 weeks, and then a lot of the people that I've checked in with, 90% of these transactions, listen to this, 90% of the transactions, and we're talking about several dozen, it's a sample size, it's not everything. Guess what? They have been either at asking or below asking price with some type of concessions in the transactions, and a couple of them have been contingent offers, which means some people now are open to the possibility, surprise, surprise, because the buyers are in the driver's seat, open to the possibility of taking a contingent offer. Let's say you want to buy this house for $1 million, and it's been sitting on the market for a while, and you offer $980,000, $975,000, or even offer $1 million. But you offer that price, and you say, listen, I'll pay $1 million for this, but I have to put my house on the market and sell it in order to buy this. So we're going to need a 60-day, a 45-day, we're going to need a contingency period to sell my home. Now, that may concern the sellers because the sellers might be going, well, this is great, but you might have the same problem selling your home that I'm having, right? So there's a concern there. You have to think about that. Talk through that with your real estate agent. Make sure you get all the details down. When you make the offer, make sure there's a strategy behind it. But these are things I want to make sure I present to the buyers. I started when I opened the show today, I talked about value, conversations and valuable information to provide you. This, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a buyer, get out there and make those offers. There's so many of you that were outbid, told that your down payment was no good, told that FHA would never make it, told you that contingencies would never make it, told you 10% down would never make it. Guess what? Those are making it now. Get out there and make these deals happen. That's the message I have today, and I'm going to have for the next couple of weeks with buyers, because you know what? This could change soon. I don't know that it is, but in a month's time, I've seen this market before that do this. Buyers, if you wait too long, this little window of opportunity could go back to a dominant seller's market. A month from now, you could be in a situation where that $1 million home now all of a sudden has multiple offers. It could happen. It could happen because summer is a weird time in the real estate business. You have people on vacation. You have people thinking about getting situated back in school. Remember, a lot of schools start in early August. There's a lot of activity on a personal side. So be careful of that. I think that this is just speculation, a guess. But I would say that you buyers out there, you have about a 30-day window here. I think come September, this market's going to heat back up a little bit, and there's going to be more competition for those homes on the market. Right now is a great time. You have this little window of opportunity. I think come September, when people settle back in, kids are back in school, things are back in gear, no more summer vacations, everything's back to work, you could see this market pick up again. That's why I'm telling you, buyers, if you're in the market to buy a home, get out there in the next 30 days and put in an offer. If you want to give me a call, I could walk you through this. This is what I do for a living. I could run scenarios for you. I could do buy-down situations for you. I could show you how to get your closing costs. I could show you how to get your rate reduced. I could show you a lot of this stuff. If you want to, give me a call. Check in. Let's do that. This is an opportunity that you don't want to miss. Plus, keep in mind, out of all these other things that are going on, interest rates are supposed to be creeping up this year still. Keep that in mind. And now that's a reason why that you should be really considering getting back in the market if you're a buyer. So, just as a summary before we finalize this first segment, buyers, get back out there, stay out there, be aggressive. If you have any questions, maybe if you feel like you're not working with the right lender or the right realtor, let me know. I could help you with that. We have a team of people here that are happy to help you and will take really good care of you. Don't miss out on this opportunity. A month from now, I'm serious, and I'm not being dramatic. I've seen this happen before. A month from now, we could be back in a crazy seller's market again. So get with your realtor, get your letter, make sure you're pre-approved, make sure you're underwritten approved, make sure everything's ready to go. Get out there and make some strong offers. And, again, if you think there's going to be some softening in the market, let's just say you believe that. Let's say you believe that the market's got some 5 or 10% adjustments. Well, then make an offer for 5 or 10% less than they're asking. What can it hurt? All they could do is tell you no, and then you move on to the next one if it doesn't make sense to you. But I've seen this too many times. I've been here. I've seen the trends. I've seen the history of this type of stuff, and that's why I want to get it back out to you as soon as I can, as often as I can, when I see these opportunities. So buyers, get back out there, get strong, and get those offers going. And sellers, you have to be more patient, and you have to be now it's a more realistic market. And remember, sellers, it is time to make adjustments for yourself as well. We've talking most about buyers because I want them to get back out there, but sellers, you have to be more realistic now on the flip side, right? You're not sitting in that chair with the king and queen hat on, having people lined up making multiple offers on your property right now. That was the good old days for the sellers. It may come back. There'll be pockets back and forth, and some houses still get that. But overall, the market's changing a little bit, so make adjustments to that change. So if you're a seller, be more realistic. Talk to your real estate agent about it. How long is it going to take to sell now? Maybe it's 60 days. Maybe it's 90 days instead of 2 weeks. And maybe that $1 million home might end up selling for $950, $925. I mean, I've seen the trend. We'll see what happens, but I wish you all the best. Again, can't stress enough, if you need some help with this, give me a call, joe@reradiolive.com. Contact me, 408-838-9060 if you have any questions through text or calling. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to jump on the Zillow train, wagon, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to talk about Zillow now in the mortgage business. So what? Who cares? I'll tell you why. I'll be back with you in just a minute.
For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com.
How would you like the opportunity to secure a record low interest rate while buying and or selling your home? In addition, how would you like to save 20% or more on your entire real estate transaction? Finally, how would you like to bundle all your real estate services in one location? Well, now you can achieve this with BundleSelect.com. That's right, save on real estate lending and title. With BundleSelect.com, technology and a personal concierge are at your service to save you time and money. BundleSelect's hand-picked team of experts will save you thousands of dollars by bundling real estate lending and title services. BundleSelect.com gives you all the control, including using your own realtor. I'm Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live, and I have been on the radio educating consumers for years. I'm here to tell you BundleSelect.com is the best way to save money on real estate. By bundling services, you could save tens of thousands of dollars. Visit BundleSelect.com.
The estimated minimum savings are based on a comparison with the national average. Individual results may vary, and the estimated savings are not guaranteed. Bundle Select Inc. is a licensed real estate broker. California Bureau of Real Estate Broker license number 004666902.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Live. For more information on today's topic or guests, just visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Again, your host for today's edition of Real Estate Radio Live, Joe Kuchera.
Welcome back in. Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. Thank you for those that are watching us on the live feed on Facebook. Appreciate that. And we always have to take a quick break in between since this is a podcast, and we want to be able to drop in some information and get those podcasts sounding nice just for you. So we always take a quick break right in between these, just for your awareness. These podcasts, we usually try to keep them 30 to 35 minutes. That way we have them loaded with good content and don't take them too long so that you get that information as soon as you can. All right, so I'm going to talk about a topic that's been in the news the last 24 hours. It's funny to watch some of the reactions of the news. It's funny to watch some of the reactions of the real estate industry, the mortgage industry. I'm in that. I'm in the middle of that, so I see a lot. It's funny to me because I see a lot of what I would call overreaction and drama. And so yesterday all day, I can't tell you, I saw maybe 7 or 8 videos of people ranting and raving about, my God, Zillow's doing it again. I can't believe they're going into the mortgage business. First they're killing the real estate business. Now they're killing the mortgage business. No, they're not. This is no different than any other company. This is no different than Amazon if they decided to get in the real estate or the mortgage business. Here's my message first, because I have 2 messages. One is to the real estate and the lending industry in regards to Zillow. This is to the real. Now, I have a different view. Some people are jumping up and down. Where is the National Association of Realtors? They should be suing Zillow. They should be going after Zillow. Everybody should quit advertising with Zillow. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like Zillow, then don't advertise with them. If you don't like them, don't buy the leads. But make a decision and raise your game. This is the message I have to the real estate industry and the lending industry, which I'm in. Raise your game. Raise the bar. Add more value to your customers and your business partners, and take control over your own future. Don't worry about what someone else is doing. Understand what someone else is doing. Understand the message. Learn from it, know what's going on around you, know what your competitors are doing, but don't waste time whining and complaining about something you have no control over. The only thing we have control over is our business, our models, how we structure them, and how we're going to deliver that value to our consumers and our business partners. That's it. That's all we have. We don't have any control over what Zillow decides to do. We don't have any control over that. And wake up. We've been talking about this. I know I have for the last several years. Technology and innovation is changing the way we do business in mortgage and real estate. Some of you don't like it. What are you going to do? So you make a choice. I say this all the time. When a problem arises or a challenge arises, spend some time understanding it, but spend more time coming up with a solution. Too many times, in my opinion, a lot of people in our industry, maybe other industries too, but I study this one. We spend too much time complaining about it and worrying about something we have no control over. Spend that same time and energy on your own business. Go out and get another loan. Go out and get another transaction. Go out and get another seller. Go out and work with another buyer. Those are the things we have control over. But I would say to the real estate and the lending industry, if you're listening to this, don't spend precious time and energy complaining and worrying about Zillow. Now, if you don't like what they do, then don't do business with them. It's that simple. But what's funny is you have millions of people doing business with Zillow in the mortgage and real estate industry. So what's the saying? You make your bed, lay in it. So make a decision. Buy a new bed. Change your sheets. Change your covers. Do something different. But we control our own destiny. There's nothing we could do. We could pound on the desk, and I've seen the videos yesterday were funny to me because people were downright frustrated and irritated and livid about Zillow now controlling the mortgage business. Well, they're not going to control the mortgage business. There's a lot of companies out there that are doing a great job in the mortgage business, and they will continue to thrive and survive and grow and prosper as long as they're focused on their objectives and their business models and their value proposition that they offer to the consumers and their business partners. So what if Zillow is in the mortgage industry? So what? They bought a mortgage company. So what? Again, Amazon could buy a mortgage company tomorrow. Think about it. Amazon could decide to go in and offer all the major real estate firms, and quite frankly, with that kind of money they have, they could offer to buy Wells Fargo. They could buy B of A. They could buy a lot of the major mortgage banking operations. They could do whatever they want. I'm not saying that they'll be sellers, but my point is, when there's that much leverage and money and capital that they have to spend, a lot of these companies, they're going to spend it when they see fit. And I posted something yesterday on Facebook about this, and I do believe that this is just the beginning. You've heard me talk about Compass, EXP, and a lot of these other real estate firms are going to start getting more aggressive and trying to buy market share. Same thing in the mortgage business. I've been talking about this for the past year. You're going to see more M&A, more merger and acquisition activity this year and next year. I think we'll see more this year and next year than we've had in the last 5 to 6, 7 years, because the time's right and there's less activities and the refinance market's gone and rates are going up. Technology's changing. There's more people competing for fewer deals. When that environment takes place, then this type of activity is going to happen in any industry. And it's happening to the real estate and the lending industry. So, yeah, is it going to be challenging? Yes. Is it going to be tough? Yes. But if you're true to the business, you want to treat it like a business, and get out there and find out how you can continue to raise the bar and add more value than you've ever added before to your consumers and to your business partners. Now, someone will say, if I'm interviewing, someone will say, Joe, it's easy for you to say, but they're going to undercut us. Or it's easier for you to say, but some people you could offer them all the value in the world and they still want the cheapest price. I understand that. That happens to me. I've had clients I've worked for years. I thought I've offered wonderful amounts of value propositions, and sometimes they'll leave to go to another bank to save $50. I don't agree with it, but it's part of the world. It happens. So the way you solve those problems is you get more transactions, you get more business. More business, more transactions, bigger pipeline solves more problems when you lose a fair amount of business for price or for some other reason. That is my suggestion. Work on that. Do those types of activities. However, what I will say before I jump to the consumer side is our industry and the real estate industry, you've heard me say this before, this is not new. I do believe, though, you better tighten up your business models. I do. You better tighten up your business models and look at the way you do business and what your overhead is and what you're charging and how that delivery mechanism works. You better look at that, because don't be fooled. There's pricing pressure on our industry. What that means is what consumers are willing to pay for real estate and lending is continuing to shrink, get less. They want it quicker, faster, cheaper. Again, that's something we could argue about, complain about, or do something about. But seriously, quit blaming Zillow, quit blaming Amazon, quit blaming different companies in different industries. We should take charge of what we could do and what we could do and deliver that. Now, for consumers, I'm going to talk to the consumers. That message was for our industry. And I'd love to have the debate with anybody. On Thursday, we're going to have executive for Sereno Group in. You know that this month has been the series of having real estate executives in on Real Estate Radio Live. We've already had Alon Pinnell and Taro. We've had some people from Compass. We're also going to have a gentleman from Sereno Group on Thursday, so be sure to tune in for that. And we're going to ask these questions. What's going on? What's the competition? How's technology changing? How are you going to adapt? Are you a buyer, seller? What are you going to do? So we're going to have these conversations, and we're going to deliver it to you, the consumer, and you, the industry. So my message to the consumer now, that was my message to the industry. My message to the consumer is this. When you see that Zillow is now in the mortgage industry, you should also say, so what? Okay. Well, at least I know now they're in the mortgage industry. And there's more to it, by the way, than just they decided to be in the mortgage industry. The reason they decided to do that because they've taken on a concept somewhat to open door. If you don't know that model, what they're doing is they're buying houses and flipping homes now and paying cash and making offers to people. Zillow's doing that. That's a new model. Instead of putting your home on the market, their pitch is, hey, listen, you're not going to incur any costs. We're not going to put it on the market. You don't have to stage your home. You don't have to clean your home. You don't have to paint your home. You don't have to do anything. We're going to make you an offer. That's not always the best way. I can tell you that's a whole different story. And by the way, those models, you guys, just so you know, consumers, just so you know, Open Door, iOffer, Zillow, when they're paying cash for the houses, keep in mind they are charging you fees. They don't market it that way. They say you don't have to worry about a real estate agent, lending, title, escrow, and all that. By the way, they charge an average of 8 to 10%. That's right, 8 to 10%. It's just worded differently. So be careful. Be careful when you hear someone saying, we don't have to have a real estate agent. We don't have to have a lender. We don't have to have title and escrow. Be careful when you hear that because there's another way for them to charge you money. Be careful. That's all I'm going to say. They have to make money somehow. So consumers, understand this. So what this means for the consumer, it depends on what kind of transaction you're looking at. And my belief is that an open door model, or like what Zillow's doing while they're buying and flipping homes, like Open Doors and some of these others, that's actually a decent model. It's going to have some traction in lower cost areas. So if you have an average home of $200,000, $250,000, I think that's going to do decent in markets like that, a model like that. But ladies and gentlemen, that model is not going to work unless there's adjustments in a market where their average home is $1.5 million. No one in their right mind in a market like this, Silicon Valley, is going to, I don't think, is going to take an offer for 10 or 15% less than the market and not test the market and still pay fees and be happy with that. It's just not going to happen. It might happen in rare cases. It might happen if someone's desperate. It's not going to happen on a regular basis. That model's not going to work unless they adjust it. So consumers, be careful what you're reading. Be careful what you're hearing. Be careful about what they're portraying because there's things under the hood, and I call window dressing. Be careful when you pull those curtains back and you look back. What you see might be different than what they're talking about and what they're presenting. So be careful with that. This is for the consumers. Also, ironically, is a great article out today on Housing Wire. It's funny on the heels of Zillow getting in the mortgage business, the last domino. Listen, this article is Americans say buying a home is the most stressful event in their life. So if you're a business-minded real estate agent or person in the lending business, put these pieces together. Piece those things together. Take information and use it to your benefit. What do I mean by that? Guess what? I'm reading these articles. I see this article. Everybody's up in arms about Zillow getting in the mortgage business, right? You could cry and whine about that for the next 3 weeks. But if you look at this article that has data and statistics around buying a home is the most stressful event in the modern life. Buying a home is the most stressful event in the modern life. Let's see now. What does that mean? To me, that means people need more service. People need better explanations. People need a better use of technology. People are begging for you to deliver a better product and a better service through the home buying experience. There's an opportunity there. Is Zillow going to make a better opportunity? Is Zillow going to make a transaction less stressful when they're trying to do everything online and they think they could do this by buying a mortgage business? No. The answer is no. You see what I'm getting at here? Consumers, you're telling us that buying a home is the most stressful event in modern history. And there's data and statistics to tell why. And I'm not going to go through all the details, but they are. Too expensive, lack of confidence, heartbroken because they don't get the home they want, poor communication, things aren't explained to them properly, they're stressed out because people don't communicate, they don't stay in contact with. These are all problems in our industry. These are real problems in our industry. So, consumers, be careful. Be careful that a lot of this is just noise, and 5 years from now, you're probably going to see 50% of these companies succeed, and the rest are going to go away, or some are going to consolidate. So my message before I finish up today is, again, consumers, be careful what you read, be careful what's advertised, always double check. You could always call me or my team members, ask us, bounce questions off us. I say all the time, even if you don't use us, we want to be your resource. I do this all the time for people. People go, Joe, I'm using this person, or I have a relationship. Fine, but still bounce questions off me. I'm okay with that. Compare, ask questions. You should do that. You deserve that. You, the consumer, deserve that service and that knowledge. Knowledge is power. You hear that all the time. That's why this show is focused on education and information. So as I finalize today and I've summarized things today, people out there listening to this that are in the real estate or lending industry, quit worrying about what Zillow and Amazon and everybody else is doing. Go to work and work hard at improving your business, growing your business, adding more value more than ever, and take data like this I'm talking about today that says buying is the most stressful transaction that people go through. Take that information and leverage it. Figure out how you make that transaction less stressful for those people. Don't worry about what Zillow's doing. Figure out how you make that transaction with your team and your partners less stressful for the consumer. And then guess what? You're going to get more business that way. That is the message for the real estate agents and the people in the lending business. Go out and work hard, deliver as much value as you can, continue to find out what the consumer is looking for, and try to deliver that to them. And do understand, finally, though, there is pricing pressure. What do I mean by that? Don't have your head in the sand. The pricing models are going to change. We're all going to be making less if we don't make adjustments to our models. So I do believe in that. So I do think there is something to that. We better be looking at that, and we better be sure to do that. All right. Unfortunately, running out of time today. Last message again, buyers, get out there, make those offers, and I wish you the best of luck in this next coming week. Hopefully you get some of those offers accepted. And Zillow's in the mortgage business. So what? So what? Don't worry about it. Get back to work. This is Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. Take care. Have a great afternoon.
You've been listening to Real Estate Radio Live. For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Subscribe to our podcast. Discover more at RERadiolive.com.